The world spins vast and silent, holding all its missing souls in plain sight beneath the earth, within the shadows, waiting for us to look closer. Each turn of the globe whispers their names, etched in the dust of forgotten fields, carried on winds through empty streets. Their echoes trapped in the hum of life we rush to ignore. They are not gone, only unseen, tethered to the places we pass, pleading for a gaze that lingers long enough to find them.
We are here with the family of Julia Bean, who was last seen in Sumter County, South Carolina on June 2nd, 2017. Can you tell us a little bit about her disappearance?
I don't know much about her disappearance because we kind of lost touch. A year before she went missing, after her husband's funeral, we kind of lost touch. I got the information at the Cameron after Cameron made the report, and she had called me and let me know that she filed the report. And I had went to her house just to do a walkthrough. And her purse was still there, her brush, her makeup, and other things that she always would have with her. She wouldn't check her mailbox without her makeup on. And all her makeup was there. So it was just like she was there one minute and gone the next.
In the summer of 2017, Julie Ann Bean vanished from Sumter, South Carolina. A mother of three, a former Army soldier, a widow, she was a woman who carried the weight of loss and resilience. But it wasn't until November 2017 that her disappearance was officially reported. Julie's life had unraveled in the years before. Her husband passed away unexpectedly in 2016. Julie was alone, vulnerable, and as her family would later discover, overlooked by the very system meant to protect her. In one of her daughter's final memories, Julie was seen with a man driving a dark truck, a fleeting moment that would take on chilling significance years later. Eyewitness accounts have raised questions about a possible connection to Rex Heuermann, a suspect in the Gilgo Beach serial killings.
Now, you last saw her on June 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
How was she that day?
Okay, I got to do a backstory.
Okay.
So
Yep.
Okay, so she kicked me out of the house because once my siblings moved to Texas, she turned against me. I guess it was like the depression and stuff. So she kicked me out in like April, and my graduation was coming up. So in like late May, we were discussing like, hey, you need to send out tickets so you can get graduation gifts, this, that, and the third. The night before my graduation was June 2nd. We went to get my nails done. I paid for her nails, and she was just so happy, and she asked me to spend the night, and I said no. And that's when we rode in one of the curvy pickup trucks. I gave her all of my graduation tickets except for one. My oldest daughter's father got that one, my boyfriend at the time, because I really wanted her to come, but she didn't come. Yeah. And the last time I talked to her was June 7th.
Okay.
So, she didn't act antsy or anything. It was just the same her.
Now, the last time you talked to her was June 7th. You saw her on June 12th, but...
No.
Second. Oh, because I have June.
Okay. Yeah.
How long did her social media stay active for afterwards?
Okay. I can show you because that's the last time I talked to her.
It's either June.
Yeah.
That's why 12 is stuck in my head.
Yep.
June is our main time frame.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, this is just me texting her every year. Okay, the last time I got a response from her with her reading it was June 7th at 9:24 p.m. After that, she never opened anything.
On June 18th, 2017, she left a message on her daughter's Facebook account. "He is the most amazing father. He loved you guys more than anything in this entire world. He lives on in our hearts, and his blood is running through your veins. So through you, he lives on. He could not be more proud of you and the young woman that you have become." Allegedly, her last Facebook activity was July 12, 2017. It's not known if her Facebook activity was ever traced by the police, as this information was never mentioned, and would possibly put her last known location a full 6 weeks past the reported last seen date officially put out by the police.
Now, has any searches been done?
No. When she first went missing, well, not when she first went missing, when I first made a post on Facebook and it went viral, I was pregnant and I didn't really want to deal with the stress. So I had a search team from out of state contact me and they wanted to do it, but I told them I wouldn't be present, so they never came. But other than that, law enforcement they never went to the house. They never searched anywhere. I don't even know if they're the ones with the phone records. I think the FBI got her phone records.
Okay.
So.
Have you done any searches personally?
Yeah.
I think at one point we were told if we can come up with a location, they would bring the dogs. If we would come up with a location. Come on, I don't know.
Right.
How can you go to her house?
Yeah,
Start there.
Yeah, law
She didn't have a
enforcement,
car,
law
she
enforcement
walked.
never stepped foot in the house. Because the day I made the missing persons report, it wasn't even filed. I went November 18th, 2017. They didn't file it. They told me because she was a drug addict, this was normal behavior.
And
And
she
she
was an
probably ran away.
adult. She had the right to leave anytime she wanted.
And then a few weeks later, the sheriff's department posted a missing persons flyer. So
How many times going down to the police station to try to report her missing did it take you to actually get a report made?
after I thought it was filed that day until I called when they made the flyer and they were like, "Oh no, she was just reported missing today." So
And then we've had different
I didn't know that
investigators.
him saying that was really him dismissing it.
On July 10th, 2018, the Sumter County Sheriff's Office issued their first public statement about Julia Bean's disappearance, 13 months after she was last seen. They claimed Julia vanished on May 31st, 2017, but the timeline doesn't add up. Local records show a deed transaction tied to Julia's property on June 1st. Her daughter insisted she saw her mother alive on June 2nd, and then there's her social media activity from Julia's account, hinting she was still active after the sheriff's stated date. These discrepancies raise a troubling question. In all that time, how closely was anyone looking for Julia?
Was she hanging out with anyone at that time?
Yeah, a lot of people, but I stayed out of her business.
Do you know if any of those people were ever gave a statement about her disappearance?
No.
No. Now, her you said that she did have a cell phone. Was that ever found?
No, they have her records, but they won't disclose anything to us.
So you don't know if it was pinged or the phone records of it?
The most I've ever heard about the phone records was when I said that I know for a fact it was Rex Heuermann, and they said, well, we've gotten, there's a mutual meeting point between his phone and hers.
To protect the integrity of any potential future case, we've withheld further details about sensitive evidence, but one name has surfaced in Julia Bean's story: Rex Heuermann. Who is this man? Rex Heuermann, a Long Island architect and father, lived what seemed an ordinary life until his arrest in July 2023. Now charged with multiple murders in the infamous Gilgo Beach killings, he's accused of targeting vulnerable women over decades, from the 1990s to 2010. Prosecutors point to DNA, burner phones, and chilling planning notes to paint him as a meticulous predator. Heuermann denies all charges, but his case has gripped the nation, raising questions about how such darkness could hide in plain sight. For Julia Bean's family, the question lingers: could this man hold the key to what happened to her?
Tell us, who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been in New York.
Okay. Rex Heuermann. I'm an architect. I'm an architectural consultant. I'm a troubleshooter. Born and raised on Long Island.
Okay.
Been working in Manhattan since 1987. I have one tool that's pretty much used in almost every job, and it's actually a cabinet maker's hammer.
Okay. Cabinet maker hammer. Okay.
It is persuasive enough when I need to persuade something.
Not someone.
Something. Sometimes I have to be the heavy framing hammer.
The heavy framing hammer.
Other times I'm the lightweight hammer just to nudge things along.
The man that I met when we went to the nail salon, June 2nd. And I don't know, they acted like they knew each other prior, but not my first time meeting them.
Now, other than you being with that man the night prior, what other ties do you believe makes you think it was Rex?
He showed me his daughter on his phone. He called her Vicky. He said, "You look just like my oldest daughter, Vicky. This is what she looks like. She looks just like you," and showed me a picture. And she resembled me. So before I even went to Google, because I didn't want Bonner to say I messed anything up, I wanted to be able to do an ID. So I said, Bonner, I can describe her to a T. She favors me. She's a little older than me. She has orange hair, and he calls her Vicky. Rex Heuermann has a daughter named Victoria, and she's a few years older than me, and she has red hair and favors me a lot.
Do you know if police ever talked to him about this case at all?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I think they just didn't want that to be. I feel like it's just Sumter County protecting everything, and they didn't want that attention down here for everybody else to be like, oh, wait, since it could be that, maybe my missing person is tied into something serious. And yeah.
Right.
Well, he did own property, not even an hour away from here, didn't he?
Yeah, and his brother lives like an hour away.
Yeah.
And I described that truck when I first sat down and was describing everything. So
that was before his truck was even shown on TV.
Yeah.
Now, where was she living at the time?
521,
1227 Brad Street.
1227 Brad Street. South Highway 521. Matter of fact, it's that direction.
That's the house we went to whenever we first heard about it. And like, there's just, the house is destroyed. Pictures and stuff everywhere. Her stuff mainly was what we went there to see. Like, did she pack a bag or did she take anything?
But somebody had already been in there. Yeah, somebody had already been in there and stole furniture and stuff out the house.
Like Mama said, she never went anywhere without her makeup. Like, she always did her makeup. It always took hours in the bathroom before leaving or going anywhere. Everybody always knew that. She's always been like that.
She wouldn't check her mailbox without her makeup on.
With no pajamas on, looking halfway.
No.
She had to have her makeup on, clothes on.
She had to be perfect.
When did y'all go to her house and see that there was things that were stolen? And
oh goodness, Cam, when did you go? When?
November 18th.
It was. I think it was. I went before you, because I think I called you and then you went. So it was before November when I went.
Okay. Did she own that?
Yes.
Is it? Does she still technically own it?
This is what happened. Okay. So my great grandma on my dad's side built that house, and there was a trailer next to it. My dad's mom lived in the trailer. We lived in the house. My dad's mom moved to Texas, gave my mom, signed the deed over to my mom for the trailer and the house. My mom sold the trailer after she kicked me out for $2,000 because she texted me and said, we got $2,000 at Shop Till We Drop, but she never took me shopping. But sold the trailer next door to a man named Rusty, which I'm probably going to get in trouble for that because he already called when I went live and tried to arrest me for slander. When I moved back from Texas, November 18th, the day of the day I went up there to file the report, when we went to her house, there was people working on the roof. I was like, why does she have people working on the roof? And then I heard from the neighbor that Rusty is fixing the roof because he's about to rent the house out.
don't
And the
understand how
deed
that
to the
could be
house
done
was
either.
signed with a forged signature. But there's nothing I can do about that.
Now
Has
somebody's
police- or-
living in it.
Did police ever talk to him?
No,
I don't think they've talked to anybody.
other than him calling and saying, I need her arrested for slander.
Oh,
Because I heard it on the scanner.
So that house is lived in currently?
Yes.
Yes, it's being rented out. And
It's been
he still owns
remodeled.
it, technically.
Yeah.
technically, yeah.
Yes.
He's the one renting the house out.
In March 2017, Julia legally acquired deeds to a trailer and a house, being given the deed by her mother-in-law, the same house her kids grew up in. On June 1st, 2017, records show Julia sold the trailer to Brown Investment of Sumter LLC. By November 2017, the same company was claiming ownership of the house as well, despite Julia's belongings, personal items, and drugs still being found inside. At this point, public records still listed Julia as the owner of the house, while the trailer was finalized on June 1st, 2017. Fast forward to 2019, a deed transfer surfaces, allegedly showing Julia sold the house to the same neighbor for just $5. This raises red flags, as Julia's daughters, her legal next of kins, assert she was still missing and not declared dead, meaning she couldn't have legally authorized the sale. Complicating matters, one daughter claims Julia's mother, maternal grandmother, unknowingly signed away the house, despite having no legal authority since she wasn't on the deed. The daughter alleges that this was tied to a shady deal involving a local car salesman who supposedly forged Julia's signature and tricked the grandmother into signing a next-of-kin contract in exchange for a car, possibly a 2007 Chevy Impala. This deal never went through court, and no law enforcement search of the property was conducted. The records on the screen are public records. The statements by the daughter have not been verified, but if the house was truly sold, wouldn't that have been finalized in 2017, not 2019?
See, where are all her things that were left in there?
I was just that was what I was just gonna ask.
I don't know. The stuff that I grabbed, I took with me and I never went back.
I was scared to touch anything. When I went in, like this, and I looked and observed, but I didn't touch anything because I didn't want my fingerprints on anything in case the police came in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't touch anything. I was just like, I told
took
her,
what I
like, there's
wanted.
pictures everywhere.
I took what I wanted.
Well, you had the right to do that. I mean,
So circling back really quick, when you went into the house, how was the house when you went in there in November?
You could smell like that nobody has been there. It had the old house
moldy smell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A lot of the furniture was gone, but a lot of our stuff was like ransacked through. So I just grabbed all of the stuff I made in ceramics class the year prior.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed that. I grabbed her diary, which I really wish I had. I lost it when I was pregnant because I was moving around a lot. But I had her diary, and there was a lot about a man that I've always accused that I keep telling them his name. I showed them his Facebook and everything, but they've never investigated him at all as a suspect. But she wrote in her diary that he left a voicemail on her phone. If she didn't answer the phone and unblock him, he was going to kidnap me and her and rape me in front of her and then kill me and then rape her and kill her.
Jesus.
And I showed it to the detective when I had it.
Do you happen to know when that was written or when that threat was made?
May of 2017, because I didn't live with her, but she wasn't missing yet.
Okay.
And we were still keeping in contact.
Did she tell you about that threat at the time?
Not that exact threat, but I've known him for a while, and he's always been the type to threaten her. He used to call DSS on her all the time if she wouldn't answer the phone.
What kind of relationship to her was he?
Sugar daddy.
Okay.
And for about how long do you think they had known each other?
I met him in 2015 while my dad was in jail.
Okay.
I don't know how long they knew each other prior because his sister she's dead now. His sister lived beside my grandma on the other side of town in a trailer park.
Inside the home, was there any evidence of foul play?
Her drug kit was there.
Her what?
Drug kit, heroin kit.
Okay.
They tried to talk around it, but I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Right. No. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When
Absolutely.
they were like, "Oh, she carries her makeup bag everywhere," it was her heroin
It was,
kit.
and her makeup,
Yeah, and her makeup bag.
and her
but-
purse, her purse, her makeup,
but
her
that
kit,
was left
her
behind.
kit
Yeah.
was there.
And she would take that to the mailbox with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like MasterCard, you don't leave home without it. You know.
Now,
It's
was
just-
there things inside of her bag, or was it maybe?
I didn't touch anything. It was open,
Okay.
and the syringes and everything was still in there. So I was like, oh.
Like her pocketbook, her wallet was still in there.
I know her license was, well, not her license. I think her license was suspended. Her ID was in her wallet.
Which was left at the house.
Yeah.
Yes. See, all these things she wouldn't have walked off.
Yeah, all she took was her phone, and I don't even know if she had her phone.
Right.
And that to this day has never been back.
Okay. Not that we know of.
Okay.
And who knows if it was or not. But
Right.
he keeps closing her case. And a few years ago, they had to secretly reopen it. And they told me not to let anybody know because at that point there was a mole working in the Sumter County Sheriff's Department. And so they didn't want any information disclosed. I wasn't allowed to post anything on Facebook. I wasn't allowed to talk about anything because they didn't want him to know that they opened her case.
So they closed her case. Did they give you a reason why they did?
No, they don't even let me know when they close it. I just call up there sometimes just to check in. Oh, well, that's a closed case.
That's
And
it.
how many times have they closed her case?
It's that I know of. It's been like 4 times.
Wow.
Are you
heard
the
that
one that has to get the case reopened again?
Yeah, every time I call and then I'll make a post on Facebook and then all of a sudden they're making a new post on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have noticed, other than the Rex thing, there was not much I could find on social media.
Right. Right.
Other than them making flyers and then their flyers have the wrong name, wrong birthday, wrong age, wrong everything because you're rushing to do something like it was you guys helping.
I just don't understand when you're investigating someone's disappearance. It seems to me like you would go to
I feel like it should be.
every family member.
With me, I
know,
was 17. I feel like they shouldn't have left it in my hands for me to be the only one responsible.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I got attacked. I was
she did.
receiving threats and everything.
Yes.
I'm the one that killed her because I waited so long to report her missing.
And she wasn't even
I
here
won't
to know.
attend any meetings about it. I won't do any interviews. I won't search for her. I won't put up flyers.
But y'all are the first ones we've talked to.
Yeah.
At all.
We've been contacted by
Many
ABC,
shows.
Today's Show, Good Morning America, Nancy Grace, all of that. And
We had
there's this crazy woman. It was one of my mom's cellmates in prison. Her name is Heidi. She's been on a couple of those shows.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that she was more than likely escorting. She was a beautiful girl. She is a beautiful girl.
She told Nancy Grace like my mom was an escort and a prostitute and all kinds of
I
stuff.
would have liked to know
And we never
where.
gave her consent to do any of these interviews. She harassed the investigator, was calling him all kind of mean names, bad words, to where she got kicked out of the sheriff's department.
Mhm.
Now, is there currently a detective on the case?
Yes, well, they say so. I
Have
haven't
you-
met him.
okay.
We haven't
I had to
talked.
call and find out that there's a new detective because
Yeah.
the old one moved.
Well, you didn't know that he moved until you called
Yeah.
up there to find
After-
out something. We were never told of any
Because I wanted to
switches.
call and see if they could recollect my DNA because I have to keep telling them, hey, can you get another swab because they keep losing. They don't keep track of
Yeah.
my DNA.
For some reason, yes.
Now, is your name, well, if they keep losing it, I doubt it's in Namath.
But see, they wouldn't, I feel like they shouldn't need my DNA. My mom was, for one, a convicted felon. So her fingerprints are in the system and she was in the Army. So her dental and everything should be
Right.
in the system.
Yeah, but
But at this
changing.
time now, this long now, they would need your DNA
Yeah, but
because those things
There's
probably
things that
wouldn't
they
be.
can test their DNA that on or against that would resemble your DNA that isn't either dental or isn't.
Yeah, if there wasn't
fingerprints
I mean, if they
any
find
tooth-
something, but it's not her.
Not something
Yeah.
that's available
Mhm.
Yep.
on that.
I know they just wanted mine for the mitochondrial match.
Yep.
But
You need to stay on them and keep doing it.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're submitting it I think they're just swabbing my cheek to make me feel good, sending me on home. Because every time remains are found, I have to be the one to call and say, hey, that sounds like the description matches my mom. Can we get my DNA tested? And I think they've only done it twice.
I highly suggest contacting the detective and having them send your DNA to NamUs so that it's always there. Then you don't have to rely on them. It's always.
Well, see, I've never met the detective. I've only talked to him twice.
I don't think
I
I have met any of the detectives.
I met Bonner. That was the last one.
Bonner at the this thing when this was made. Okay. So that's the only one I've met. That was the first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, at the time of her disappearance, was she living alone with her kids?
2 of her children were in Texas. Cameron had went to Texas after she graduated high school. She went to Texas and stayed and come home in November, and then that's when you come home in November. All right, and then that's I lost my train of thought.
No, that's all good.
You're all right. You're right.
Shoot, you good.
Since I didn't
can't even remember.
I didn't stay in touch with her. We kind of lost contact, especially after Scott passed.
Yeah, that was the last time.
And that was the last time I saw her too. And
until she wasn't right, and
I couldn't get no answers on the phone from her or anything. Cameron was trying to call her. Just no answers. So when Cameron got home from Texas, when she tried to make a report, but
Now, it does say that she was last seen on Red Bluff Road.
Red Bay, that's the general area of her house.
Yeah, Red Bay.
That's the general
Okay.
area.
Okay.
That's what they called that area that she stayed on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did she work?
She had numerous. She could get a job like that.
Yeah, I mean, she was at home. She
But
was
she
family.
mostly-
She was the one to take care of the families. Her husband Scott was mainly the one.
She'd
went
work
out
a
and made the
while.
money. She did, side jobs, stuff like anything she could do.
She'd
She
work a
needed
while
to,
and miss her
but
kids and come
she
back
didn't
and
really
stay
have
home
to.
again.
She didn't have to hold a job. She was more to take care of the family and
always kept a clean house.
Now, the last time you guys physically last saw her was a year prior, is that correct?
In 2016, at her husband's funeral. Yeah.
Okay. Did you talk on the phone with her after that at any point?
Couldn't find
No.
No.
Okay.
She just kind of shut down.
like Cameron said, she I don't know, wanted to be alone. Like she just
Yeah.
concealed herself to confined herself. Just wanted to be alone.
Was she living with
Wasn't that
anyone?
right after Scott dies when she disappeared?
A year after Scott passed
yeah,
away,
it was
after
right
her husband passed.
away.
Yeah. Cameron moved
I
and went to
remember that part. I just
Texas.
didn't know the date or time frames, but
I'm not
after
good
her
with
husband
time.
died, I mean, that was the love of her life.
That was the
She's
last
always
time I
been with
saw
him.
her.
Ever since they were teenagers and coming up in high school.
Oh, gosh,
and stuff,
yes.
they've always been together. They were high school sweethearts.
Was his passing tragic or was it
It was sudden.
sudden?
Yeah.
It was very sudden.
And yeah, she didn't take it very well.
No,
at
she
all.
didn't. I think she kind of fell off the deep end.
Did she have any mental health issues afterwards? Was
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, she could have had some before, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But definitely after, because it made her like a whole nother person. Because she lost,
She lost her whole world.
Yeah, her whole world.
Her family was everything to her.
You know,
Everything.
her kids and her husband, family. I mean, that's all she just was living life.
There was money in her bank account that has never been touched.
Yes, I heard.
All this time. And she was always waiting to go shopping when the money hit her bank account. It's just been a long, long road. A long road. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
That's all right.
It's been too long with no information. I need to know something. I feel in my heart that she's gone. I just want to bring her home.
Yeah,
I need to bring her home.
They slip through my hands. Time stands so silent. It won't understand. We light up the stars to guide you back home. A flicker of hope in the chill of the unknown. Julia, we call across the dark sky. A whisper, a promise, a tear in our eye. Though the world feels hollow, we won't fall apart. We hold you still in our heart. Your laughter's a shadow. It dances in dreams. The echoes of love in fragmented streams. We trace every moment, afraid to let go. Missing your light more than you'll ever know. Julia, we call across the dark sky. A whisper, a promise, a tear in our eye. Though the world feels hollow, we won't fall apart. We hold you still in our heart. Through endless nights, we'll wait on the shore. With every sunrise, we're wishing for more. If time's a healer, why does it burn? Our love for you forever returns. Each step that I walk feels heavier still. The ache in my chest, it bends to your will. But somewhere out there, I know you remain. In our dreams, in the rain, breaking through all the pain. Julia, we call across the dark sky. A whisper, a promise, a tear in our eye. Though the world feels hollow, we won't fall apart. We hold you still in our
We're standing right between these people that are supposed to be helping us on both sides. You know, and it's all empty, nothing.
Empty promises.
Yes.
Nothing.